Hi, Zhenya. Hi, everyone. My name is Daria Mihal Rubinstein, and I am a professional tutor like English tutor for startups, for venture English and venture investors, etc. So all this community. So today we're launching a new project that will provide you with interviews with different experts and different people who are responsible for different aspects of like product development and business strategies in order to help you to be like to adjust to foreign markets and to go global as fast as it's possible. Okay, so today we're starting with Zhenya. And yes, well, I'm very glad that you are here and that you are helping me to start this project. Hope it will I'm nervous, sorry, because it's my first time, but I think that in a couple of minutes I will feel okay. Okay, so Zhenya is a serial entrepreneur and professional consultant on international sales and international product development strategies. So normally he helps startups like new startups or some sustainable startups go global and maybe, let's say, validate your hypothesis and strategies of product market fit according to the needs of new markets. So Zhenya, tell us something about yourself, please, in more detailed way. What people should know about you.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here and to set up and launch this project about international sales and inviting guys and girls who going beyond and making some new product and interesting things. Yeah, I am a serial entrepreneur, and now I'm coaching and mentoring or consulting founders who would like to go outside, go beyond, and making some international sales, seeking new niches, seeking new segments for their products. And also I can help people with customer discovery and customer development interview, because recently I was a co-founder and CEO of interesting dating project. It was Ola dating app. It's some kind of offline dating app. We help people to meet each other just in 10-15 minutes after match without any chat. And I also made over 1,000 customer development interview with users from Tinder, Bumble, Badoo, and other dating apps, which helped me to make a brilliant, sorry, I'm not I'm not humble on this works, but I think it was a brilliant user experience that can make some big changes in the dating industry.
Yes, so it means that you like aware of all the obstacles and of the challenges that normally founders and like team members face coming to like approaching new customers and new target audience.
Yeah. It's some kind of my strength point. Yeah.
Could you please name some of the main obstacles, main challenges, according to like in terms of the current situation? What can startups face in the process of negotiations with potential clients abroad? What can be the difficulty that they have to prepare themselves to?
I believe the first aspect, if we are talking about Russian founder or founders from CIS, they can make a brilliant product, brilliant UX. For example, as me was in the same situation, but this kind of founders have some problem with sales and negotiation with international markets, because you know that in some Russian style of negotiation, to some extent, is rather straight. We're just talking to each other in one or two sentences and just offering, would you like my product? Do you like it? Okay, buy it. That's all. It sounds like that. And when we're talking about international market, first of all, we should understand the culture of other nation, for example, of other market, and the habits of these people. First of all, I can recommend if you if you're going to start with English, yeah, with your global English, try to go to countries where English is okay for international products. For example, it can be the United Kingdom, the United States, but also it can be India, it can be Brazil, for example, if your target audience is middle class or high middle class, for example. And it can help you to communicate with people, understand them. It's a first step. Second step, I believe that you should try to understand what they're using now to solve their problems, and it can help you to understand what is the strengths points of your product or pros and cons. Yeah, that's understand.
And if the niche is very competitive, or it's more or less open for new startups from abroad, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And in this case, what to do if, for example, let's say there is a startup, like there is a team, and they are trying to go global with a product that like is not, let's say, breakthrough technology, or like it's not something revolutionizing, and the market is already pretty tough. What to do? Should they, like, what to do in this case? Because probably now Russians will meet this kind of challenges, because in Russian market they had like they have had some achievements, and now like to start from the scratch in Europe, that is absolutely, like, Europeans have seen everything in this world. I guess it's very hard to surprise them with anything.
That's why venture capitalists and investors and experienced founders with international startups experience always advise to start with international sales and don't go to Russian market at all. In these circumstances and situation, I believe it's the only way to build international product, just go outside right now. If you're talking about some red ocean market and very competitive market, you should know that the only way, if we're talking about software development, I mean application, website, B2B SaaS, and so on, you should remember that the only way to protect your product from your competitors and other players on this market to acquire to make acquisition of users faster and cheaper than your competitors. What does it mean? The only way that helps you to succeed, to make a network effect. I mean, do you know this hockey curve? Yeah, yeah. It makes only with network effect. That means that you shouldn't pay a lot of attention to performance market and buy a lot of traffic to your website or application by money. You should try to understand very specific pains of different segments and try to try to invite it for free, for example, or for very few cost, just making a direct offer to small segments.
Does it mean that right now maybe it can be one of the options for Russian startups to provide potential global customers even with like absolutely free samples of product, or like first month of subscription, in order to make them feel that like can it be this let's say this first trial of the product, if it's for free, can it be one of the competitive advantages now?
I don't think so. If we're talking about competitive advantages, it's not competitive option when you're offering your product for free.
Like first month trial, how it usually happens.
I believe that if we're talking about the first steps on international market and first sales, one of the best way, on the best choice that can indicate that you have a good target audience and you got them. Start selling them it for money. If people don't pay you for something, don't pay for your services, you can't understand that the value of your service. Everybody can use it and register it for free, and it's okay. But if they're going to pay for you and paying some competitive price for that, it can indicate you that you're doing some right things with this right segment. And after that, you can ask them. First of all, you can ask first segment clients that pay you as much more as they can to solve their problem. It's some kind of A segment. uh, you you should ask them why you're buying our product so often. How how does it solve their problems? It's the first step. The second step, uh, ask people who bought it, but in after some circumstances, something happened and they stopped um, buying your product, and you should come them and ask why you're spending money on our services, and after that you stop doing it. What happened? You switched to other competitor. There is no pain at all with with you, or some other things. And first two these first two simple steps can help you to understand what you're selling and who is your target audience. I'm talking it because I know if we go deep to applications or B2B SaaS, you you can make some sellings, but it it's random. If we're talking about first two or first 1 or 2 months, it can be random sales, and can't understand who's paying for your product, who's solving their pains using your product. So I really recommend you to ask people directly why they're buying your product, or buying it, and after that stop to do it.
And you see, that's very interesting that if I were supposed to start or launch something, you see what kind of misconception I would be in, or what kind of a mistake I would do, like to offer the first month trial for free or whatever it is. So you see that actually, yes, it's very crucial what you're saying now, because yeah, exactly. For free, we all can register, and that's it. And it will not, let's say, help you to move on even a step. During this month, you will be stuck in the way you, exactly the place where you are now, without these interactions for at least some amount of money. Okay, and you see, what are other solutions for me could you offer now? If, for example, okay, let's analyze my case as a kind of potential case, is if I were supposed to be your client. So let's imagine I'm coming to you and saying, like, Zhenya, I need your professional help because I am intending to go global, to have some international students for English. What should I do? How should I represent myself there?
I believe it's very interesting situation for you, and you can earn a lot of money from Russian founders who now go into international market. For example, first idea that come across to my mind, come to my mind is that you can ask people in some startup forums, for example, Y Combinator in Russia, it's group on Facebook, ask them about what are they doing with their international pitches, and just check up their pitch deck, sorry, and just consult them how to formulate some words, how to use some words, how to articulate, and it can be maybe just rather simple and not rather simple and cheap service, but it's your open door to make strong relationship with your future client, and after that help them with pitches, just listen to their pitches and advise them how to articulate it, because Russian founders, for example, me, are talking by heart only some words that connected with my Russian language mindset. But for example, American investors, international investors have other mindset and other construction of the words, so you can be very useful for them to do this. It's the first, I believe, pitch decks and pitches. Just train them and help with it. I believe the second way, you can just look through for their products. For example, it can be B2B SaaS applications, and help with them also with some boards, user experience, because you understand English people, English speakers, what is their mindset, how they can understand, get the idea of this or that page, and so on. So I can be, it's a very simple first two steps that can help right now, today, founders who's going to international markets with your services. And after that, you can make something more. Let's discuss it.
So it does mean that, like, can we say that in my case, or like it will be useful also for people, not in my particular situation, but if, for example, they are not like representing some product, some startup, but if they're kind of giving the service, some professional service, that doesn't mean that currently it can be a good strategy for us, for me personally, not to introduce people to all the line of my products, let's say, but be very precise in their current pain. Like right now, their main problem is this, I cover this, and only after they are happy with my service, I can explain what I'm doing, what else can I offer them.
Yeah, it's very important thing. Thank you that you mentioned it, because I forgot to say. Um, uh, Maybe the most important things for startups, and as well as you with your services, it's to focus in. You're making one step and focusing on it, and one step, one segment, one step, one segment. What does it mean? If you're going to startup community with your services, you better to offer some service that can help right now, right here with their pains. And after that, you can make a lot of things with your clients who's already talked to you, who knows you, who can recommend you. But the very best way to earn some money, to make some profit, it's just to accrue revenue, just offer some specific offer that helps right here, right now, today. You can help today to solve their problems. And after that, yeah, you can make everything that you want.
So once your customers are already hooked and loyal to you, then they
Yeah,
will be ready to follow you wherever you're going.
yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you. I think that is just great tip. And if, for example, let's imagine this startuppers, they've made these first steps and successfully, everyone is happy. What are the first aid, promotion, PR steps or options can they have in order to dive into the market where they are now, where they are relocated, where to? Like, for example, like
Well,
once they are for example, in EU, in a global market, and they are starting like new community. They are trying to be a part of new network in this country. What can they do within the network in order to make people to increase the awareness of their brand inside the market?
Mm. Uh, uh, okay, I believe if you're talking about go deeper to some specific market, yeah.
Yeah, and once they are already there, so they're relocated and they are there, and they are trying to make people know about them as broad as possible.
Mhm. Yeah, I got the idea. I believe the I making this several simple steps. I can recommend to other people
Actually,
the
sorry,
same way.
I think that
Uh,
one second. I think that we can say to our viewers and like people who are maybe know you personally that now you are in the process of, let's say, the same situation when you are trying to make
yeah,
the people
yeah.
abroad know you better, so you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm now in Tbilisi. I used to live in Moscow, so I removed from during my holidays. I made a decision to relocate to Tbilisi through the and come across 4 or 5 countries. It's okay. First step that I made, I go to startup community in local market. For example, in Georgia, there's several main players. It's called Startup Georgia, C10, and other guys who already organize some startup community. They have some co-workings, for example. They have some networking with international market, because you should understand that Georgia is very small country to make some startups for domestic markets. So they are making startups only for international markets, especially for English-speaking countries, for Europe and other. So I think it's the best way to make connections with local communities that can help you to go international markets using their network, because they are making in some kind of making you became a little Georgian. So I try to do it now. I got my job, yeah. Yeah, it can helps you to be like a Georgian startup for me, or Georgian mentor or mentor for Georgian startup. And if I am going to international market with this label, it can be useful for me for sending my services. Other way, try to accumulate community of people who also relocate as you. Now, for example, you're relocating to Georgia, to Armenia, to other countries, to Dubai or Cyprus. Other try to make connections, some networking with people who already removed with you, and it can helps you to share your network, to take their network, and make some connections with new clients just using your networking. And this and mix of the local community networking and the international community networks that already relocated, you can, yeah. Do you remember this meme from Japanese? I have a pen, I have an apple. Apple pen, yeah. It's working like this, yeah. Local community network and international community network, which like it now in this local country, you can match them, and I believe that it can make impressive effects that boost your international sales and international networking, especially if you're doing B2B services. It it should would boost your networking and sales tremendously, I believe.
Thank you so much for sharing these ideas, because I think that for many people now it can be a very inspiring. Why? Because probably there are some guys who are thinking of doing some of this kind of relocation stuff, but maybe they are not sure, they're not uncertain if it will work out or not. And you see, just like by your personal example, you're showing that it's possible and giving this strategic, like insider strategic things. Thanks a lot. And probably maybe you can also give a kind of ideas like for the audience, like for the part of our audience who maybe are not sure if they can be useful in a global market. Probably they don't have the product itself now with which to go. But for example, they have the idea, they want to relocate, but they are not sure what to do there. They don't want just to do nothing. They're ready to make a startup, but they don't know what the idea can be. So can you give a kind of some examples of some maybe not particular ideas, or maybe particular ideas of good profitable startups for within Russian startup community that now is relocating?
Yeah, thank you for this question. I'm working now with one client who planning to make some kind of uh, some kind of network, several kindergartens in the hubs where people relocated from Russia, say yes, Belarus, and also Ukraine. Um, he has some experience with kindergarten in Russia, and Montessori kind of kindergarten. I don't know the specific ways, but as far as I know, some kind of new wave of kindergartens. Yeah, and he's planning to make some kindergarten. It's hub in Tbilisi, in Yerevan, in Dubai, in Cyprus, Larnaca, as far as I remember. The capital, yeah. I believe it's a good way because people who already relocated and making international sales, it's a very crucial condition. If you're relocated and making international sales, you have no way to go back to Russia, for example, because it's possible for years now to make international business in Russia if you are not selling oil or gas. So in 2 or 3 months, I believe we will have a good picture where people already going to stay. Because, for example, Tbilisi, Yerevan, and Dubai can be temporary spots for them. And after half a year, for example, or quarter, quarter, they can remove to some third countries and going to stay there. And for example, it's going now is spring, it's going to be a summer, and also my client are thinking about doing some not even kindergarten, some temporary how it called in English summer lager.
Like summer camp.
Summer camp, yeah, thank you. Summer camps for temporary spots, for temporary spots where people relocating. And if you are thinking about this simple idea, you can look around your skills and understand which you can just just making in this temporary or permanent spots for Russian, Belarusian, and Ukrainian community who removed, and it can be some services for pets, because many people removing with their pets, dogs, cats, and other animals, and they are looking for some looking for some food, looking for some haircut and other services that can be very convenient for them. Okay, we've already talked about children. We can talk about services that connected to schools, for not even kindergarten, but some activities for more adult children, teenagers, for example, some services for teenagers, because teenagers have some specific hobbies, and it can provide something for them. What else it can be? For example, I like doing sport. You can make in some communities, local communities, in making some application for running, for running communities that can run every Friday, for example, in the morning, and making some networking. It just 4 or 5 ideas that come to my mind right now. But think about your skills, think about what you can do for people, and think about that. The best way to sell your services and make good services, just provide it like it's the same way it's been designed at home for people, making the feeling that you're located in home, they're priceless, and people are going to pay you for the service.
So it looks like one of the options, like if you're not sure what to do there, one of the options is to kind of artificially create the comfortable surrounding, the comfortable environment that the people had before relocating. So if you can kind of put them inside of what they felt like, what they liked in their, let's say, previous life, it can be one of the ideas that can further grow to some kind of startups or whatever. And also, I guess that we can sum up from what you just said is that one of, let's say, life hacks is that now in this period of uncertainty and panic and pretty much stress, one of the good ideas can be just being helpful as much as you can. Just being helpful, and then people will come to you themselves once they feel this kind of support from you. Once they feel that you are for them, they will come up to you and even give you some their ideas. So you can collaborate, and from nothing, you will create something beautiful.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. First, help and make some impact, and after that, you become some good service provider for people. They can trust you, and after that you can make some profits, for example. It works in this way. Okay, I believe we're already talking around half an hour.
I think that the main idea we could explain what we express ourselves. So thank you so much for the discussion, for being ready to participate. And actually, you're putting your, like, now you're participating in this, let's say, global mental state of some of feeling more comfortable and feeling more sustainable. So once again, if guys, you don't feel, if you feel that you're kind of cannot take the control over your life once you're relocated, I think that Evgenii is the person who can help you with everything that will make you feel more stable in a new place.
Yeah, thank you very much. And today is Saturday, 19th March. And for example, in 2 hours, I have a meeting with head of Startup Georgia Accelerators, and we're going to talk about how to make some international education products or some kind of startup hub for people who already relocated to Georgia, and how can Startup Georgia can help them and also make some impact for domestic market, international market, and everybody be happy and accrue some revenue. So
so you see, it really works step by step. Everything can be solved. Okay, thank you so much. I wish you good luck there. I wish you happy clients, and I wish you be happy with your clients. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Didi Madloba.
Yes. Yes, exactly. And thank you guys for watching us. Bye.